Hello again. Welcome to another half hour with Mr. George Best, Mr. Rodney Marsh and their memories of football in the 70s. We're looking in this half hour at goalkeepers. Do you see them as your enemies?
Depends whether they're playing for you or against you, I suppose. Well, obviously that's the last line, and I mean, this country I think are been very, very fortunate. Always seem to have had great goalkeepers. Probably, I would say, the best in the world at any given time. I mean, the obvious ones spring to mind: Banksy, you know, different class. Big Pat Jennings, you know, tremendous, and Clements. We've always, and there've always been a lot of them around. Whereas, you know, I mean, Brazilians can't find a goalkeeper to save their lives. You know? I mean, that's because nobody wants to play in goals.
Gordon Banks, actually, we're going to centre on in this programme.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about a whole generation of British goalkeepers there, but was he the best?
Yeah. Well, he was for me. I think that Gordon Banks probably made great saves look easy, and that's the sign of a great goalkeeper.
When did you first come up against him?
Oh, when I was very young. I was about 17, 18 years old, and I played for Fulham, and I played in the game and he made a magnificent save and made it look so easy, it was untrue, and he's the goalkeeper that I've played against, certainly, that seems to be in the right place at the right time every time. And when you're a forward player and you shoot a goal, I think, depending on who the goalkeeper is, you see more of the goal sometimes. And with Gordon Banks, he just gave you nothing to hit, for me anyway.
And Rice turning it in first time. And McMordy with a shot! And a fine save by Banks. White shirts are shadowing him, but he found Clement again. And Dugan! And another fine save by Banks. Dugan trying to get ahead to it again. Nelson blasting it through! And Banks, did he get a hand to it? He did. And I can tell you that there are two players in the West Ham side not daring to look. One of them is Tommy Taylor. One is John McDowell. It's now Hurst. He will not look. And now it's Hurst against Banks. And Banks has saved it miraculously. And the crowd are stunned and Stoke are delighted.
I think great goalkeepers are like great players. They make it look easy. They make everything look easy. And I mean, I was fortunate over the years. I've played against Gordon so many times, and I always seem to do well against him, funnily enough. And Big Pat. I don't know whether it was they brought the best out in you, but I think it was just I was lucky, I suppose. But
I'll tell you what, though. What's interesting is Gordon Banks really didn't ever play in a great team, did he? When you think about it. Yeah, he seemed to be a great goalkeeper in what otherwise was a very ordinary team, I would think.
All right, well, this is the game we're going to watch now. It's from '72, Liverpool versus Stoke, and yes, the Stoke team has some good players there, including, I mean, this is one of Geoff Hurst's first games for Stoke, actually.
Yeah, but I think at this time Geoff had, like, he'd been at West Ham for forever, and he'd just... and I think Geoff was probably going towards the end of his career anyway, and it's amazing because you look at the Liverpool team and it's the same old names we talked about yesterday, the other day.
What a team Liverpool looked there. We're going to go to Anfield now. It's October '72. Liverpool up there at the top of the table, Stoke somewhere down the bottom.
Tommy Smith to take it, and Liverpool pouring forward in a great red flood, but Banks has got it. Hurst, but Smith for Liverpool. To Callaghan. Smith. The long one across field for Lindsay. Lindsay trying his luck. Dobing for Stoke. Giving it away again. Hughes. Handball given again against Dobing. Callaghan. There he goes again. Smith looking for Keegan's head and down for Hughes. So unlucky. Keegan trying to jump over it. Lloyd, just touched by Bursma's foot, but Banks wasn't committed. Keegan.
Hughes was there, but he couldn't really control it. Lawler. Keegan's header against the back of Bursma. Hughes getting in. Lindsay. They're all queuing up to head. That was Lawler, and he's there again. And he almost made it. And if it hadn't been Gordon Banks in that goal, he would have done. Banks is maybe hurt. Superb save by Banks. Good catch. Dennis Smith going forward for Stoke as Marsh shapes to take the free kick. Greenoff running in from the edge of the box. Come to Hurst. Greenoff! Lindsay. Keegan. And he was fouled. Hughes. Highway. Banks came and only half made the punch, but it was good enough. Mahoney gets it out to Greenoff. So 0-1 as they come out for the second half, and the Kop produces its usual warm welcome for Gordon Banks. 73 times an England goalkeeper, now in his 6th season with Stoke City. Pejic. Lawler's header, intercepted by Skeels. Hughes for Bursma. He's over Smith's tackle and gets the ball out to Highway. Two men waiting for this cross. Cormac! How did Bursma put it over? That may well have been outside the box. No, from where it's given, it must have been more than 4 steps. It's indirect. For Hughes. Yes! Lindsay, back to Highway, back to Lindsay. Highway's cross, Cormac's header, and Banks saves. Callaghan again. And finding Highway. Bursma. Banks again. Cormac. Cormac, cheeky, but Banks there. Lindsay to Bursma, back again to Highway. Keegan shielding it, getting it down for Cormac. Smith. Highway's run made the space for him to go left. Keegan is onside. Free kick outside the area. 2 or 3 yards further back than the position from which Liverpool scored their goal. Same men here, and it's for Smith this time, and it was nearly deflected. Bursma, and he's missed again. Hughes going on. Keegan. Round Dobie, now taking on Pejic, and he's made a beautiful cross, which Banks gets at the second attempt. Bursma just behind him. Banks again, it's a funny old punch and he'll have to try again, he's got it. Greenoff trying to play it back. Cormack. Callaghan. We're now in injury time as Tommy Smith comes forward. Banks absolutely perfectly positioned. Hurst holding the ball while support comes forward. Greenoff, Marsh, and now Highway is clear. Nobody in the middle, he's got to keep going, and that was Robertson to the rescue. But the whistle had gone for a foul beforehand. Free kick to Liverpool. This must be the last chance. 40 seconds of injury time already played. Hughes to Callaghan, who lets go. When it came, it was so simple. Lawler. And after another half a minute's play, Liverpool squeeze away, and there is a very happy man in Ian Callaghan, having beaten Stoke City by 2-1. Gordon Banks not too pleased about it. Ray Clements calming him down, and Banks now, it's all over. A pack for his opposite number, Ray Clements.
And I don't think it's just Mr. Banks, the star of this programme, who wants to have a go at the referee. My two partners sitting here.
Referee 2, Stoke 1.
Yeah, you're right. It's amazing looking at that. Stoke are defending ever so well. Gordon Banks is playing terrific and keeping the ball out of the net. And suddenly the referee scores a goal for him.
That's the worst decision I've ever seen, that. Yeah. Terrible, terrible.
I'll tell you what's amazing watching the videotape there. It's amazing how quickly Gordon Banks thought about distribution. As soon as he got the ball, he's looking to use it all the time.
I thought exactly the same thing.
Yeah, you say, yeah?
Yeah. It's amazing. You know, the game has changed. I mean, you see goalkeepers today, they get it and poof, wallop. It's not if you're a good goalkeeper, if you can kick it 70 yards, you get a game these days. But he's right, the same. Ray Clements is the same. Big Pat Jennings was the same. Even before they got the ball, they were looking, you know, to see who was the first player to get it. Nowadays, they get it and they hold it, and everybody's a charge to the far end.
Well, that videotape we just saw, George, he probably used the ball out of his hands about 8 or 9 times, throwing the ball out.
Yeah, he only kicked it once.
Yeah.
Really, we were all a bit surprised there, seeing, although after what Mr. Kirkpatrick did to him, we're not surprised, but having a go at the ref there. He was a very sober man, Gordon Banks, in that way, and yet there's this cliche in football, goalies should be crazy.
Well, I think goalkeepers are crazy. I mean, no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I think to play in goal, you've got to have a few nuts and bolts missing, because you know, you're always in there liable to get kicked in the head. You know, and Grobbelaar's a good example of that of Liverpool. I mean, he's always diving at people's feet and doing crazy things, and it can be very dangerous.
But bringing up Bruce Grobbelaar, he isn't as safe as houses as the classic Shilton or Gordon Banks, is he? And yet there he is at the back of the most successful team in British, if not European, football.
Yeah, I mean, he's different. Excuse me. He's a different character, isn't he? I mean, he's just he's a wild, crazy, lunatic character, which is great for the game. You know, it's terrific. And I mean, we all know he makes some daft mistakes, but a lot of keepers do at times. But
he keeps the ball out of the goal, doesn't he? I mean, a goalkeeper's job should be any way you can keep the ball out of your goal. And Bruce Grobbelaar does that as well as anybody.
Well, and also in talking about Pat Jennings, the number of times I played with Pat many times for Northern Ireland, and the number of times Pat made saves with his feet is absolutely amazing. And that was his theory. Just, I mean, he's a big fella anyway. Just get your body any shape or form in the way of the ball. I mean, that's what he does.
But some goalkeepers, you'll find, try to do that, and the ball somehow goes through them. You know, some goalkeepers don't make a big target somehow for whatever reason, and the ball tends to go by their legs or through their legs or under their body. But great goalkeepers have a habit of the ball hits them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When, you know, when you might have a great shot and it will hit the keeper somehow. You know?
Yeah, you tend to say you're lucky so-and-so, but I mean, it's a lot of times it's not luck, because it happens too many times for it to be luck all the time.
Was there any luck in what I think we all put down, not only football fans, but any sports fans, as one of the greatest athletic pieces of sporting achievement, the save from Pelé in the World Cup that Banks made? Was there luck in that? It looked such spectacular television.
Argentino, he's onside. That's a good cross ball, it's Pelé! And a fantastic save by Banks! What a fantastic save by Gordon Banks!
when I was in the States and Gordon Banks came over to play for Fort Lauderdale Strikers, I think he played with George actually.
Yeah.
I saw him do an interview on television in America, and he said that as I think it was Jairzinho crossed the ball, he knew it was going to go to the far post, and he saw Pelé jumping, and he said that all he could do was to think to dive to an area of the goal where the ball might go. And it just happened to go right in where he dived.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing, unbelievable. It's one of those moments in sport that everybody remembers. It's just a great. I mean, I thought he should have held it personally.
You see, he wasn't looking to use it afterwards. I mean,
Yeah.
We thought a lot of that game we just saw against Liverpool. I think it was very soon after that, days after that, he had the car crash.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was playing with you, then was with one eye, virtually.
Virtually, yeah. I mean, and he was still amazing. You know. I mean,
well, he'd still be better than most Scottish goalkeepers if he had no eyes.
I knew we'd get around to Scottish goalkeepers sooner or later.
It's amazing. Actually, most goalkeepers you find that, I suppose Ronnie finds the same when you're in training. They never want to play in goals in training. You know, they want to be an outfield player. You know, and I used to love going in goals. Funny enough, I used to like it. You know, when I was training with the Irish team, I was always, when we went out and were knocking a ball about, I went in goals. And Big Pat was always, you know, you couldn't get him in the goals. They all want to be out.
Well, you brought us to the Irish part of it, and it brings us to Pat Jennings naturally. I think you were talking about the 70s and the great goalies.
Yeah.
Pat Jennings, who started, must have been in the 60s, I presume. We're looking at him from some of his work in the 70s, but he was playing up till 86, wasn't he?
Yeah, tremendous, and still playing, making some great saves.
There comes the corner. Toshak! And a great save by Jennings! Brilliant save from Lawler.
But that's not a bad cross there. Oh, and a beautiful one-handed save by Jennings. This looks better for Chelsea as Maybank tries to get in there with a header. It comes now for Charlie Cook. Chipped in delicately again. Oh, and what a save again by Pat Jennings from Hutchinson. It towards Bailey on the volley. Oh, and what a save again. Chipped in again. Oh, there's a chance for Hamilton. Another great save. Brilliant save by Jennings. Hit well and saved well. Daly coming in, Farley coming in and saved brilliantly. John Richards with the shot and the deflection, and Pat Jennings is in trouble. No, he's not. And now Kidd with everything ahead of him. Jennings coming out fast. Oh, and a good save by Jennings.
Alan Kennedy. Crossing with the right foot onto Hansen's head, and Jennings making one of those saves which has so made him respected by the Liverpool cop.
We have applause in the studio for that last one there particularly. Two of the things that you two used to do most and give most pleasure to the fans and the punters on the terraces is making goalkeepers look stupid when you used to go round them. Is there any way a goalkeeper could stop a player like you going round, dribbling round?
No.
I think in my case, that's what I did. I never did that. In all of my career, I never dribbled around a goalkeeper. I never had the pace. I was afraid to in case I lost the ball. But no, I never ever dribbled around a goalkeeper. I would always shoot before I went. You know, I'd pick out a spot and, try and hit the spot.
Why? Because you just weren't confident at getting round like that?
No, I was always confident doing anything. But I figured that in my case, the best, and that's not quite true actually. There were times when I tried to go round keepers and didn't score. But
that put you off.
But most most times I would try to shoot before I got into that position because that was my best bet, if you like.
Yeah, that was also with great goalkeepers. They jockeyed. Bad goalkeepers make the decision for you. With great goalkeepers, you have to make the decision, you know, yourself. That's the difference between, I mean, people like Gordon Banks and Pat Jennings didn't sell themselves. They didn't make it easy for you.
I mean, you used to delight in going round people, didn't you? You'd like to walk it all the way over the line, slowly. If you
and then backheel it in, and after juggling with it for 10 minutes.
Do you remember in one of the earlier shows we against Northampton when George scored those 6 goals? One of the goals he was completely through on his own and he rolled it into the corner. That was an opportunity where he could have gone round the keeper, but he saw what he had and took what he had. And I think that goalkeepers that don't stand up. I mean, when you're coaching a team and you're coaching keepers, you say stand up, stand up, stand up. Don't commit yourself. Yeah. And you know, when they go down early, I mean, it just gives you so much to target to hit.
Yeah, if you're one-on-one with a goalkeeper, you know, it's you against him. Really, goalkeepers should be a bit like Bobby Moore. You know, he never committed himself really, you know, until he had to. You know. He was great. Goalkeepers, in a way, should be like that.
As a forward player, if you can get the keeper to commit himself, then you know that's all you're looking for.
As we come to the close of talking about the 70s and this great era of goalkeepers, Clements as well, we should mention, and the rest of them, what happened to all that? Any theories? I mean, we don't have quite that
well, you had
now.
people like Gordon Banks, Clements, Pat Jennings, Peter Shilton. We had, I think, Joe Corrigan. At one time, I think the country had, in the 70s, had a lot of great goalkeepers. And I still think we have good goalkeepers in this country, but I think that was an exceptional time.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
What happens now, though? I mean, is it something to do with coaching?
Yeah, it'll come back, yeah. It's an old saying in football, the ball's made around to go around. I mean, it'll come back,
You know, there's one thing about goalkeeping. I think good goalkeepers and great goalkeepers are instinctive. You can't manufacture a goalkeeper. And Joe Corrigan is a great example of that. I think Malcolm Allison made Joe Corrigan what he was, but Pat Jennings and Gordon Banks are just inherently great goalkeepers, and I think they're born and they're not made.
Yeah.
Rodney, George, thank you very much. We're going to leave you with some saves that were probably more exciting than the goals that would have been goals if it hadn't been for the saves. Until next time, goodbye.
It's a good cross, cut out by Bailey. Howard. Joe Royal, what a save! The expectation in these games usually that Liverpool will come out and hammer away and that Leeds will be content to contain them for the first 20 minutes anyway, before thinking too ambitiously themselves. There's a deflection and a tremendous save, and Bernard finds Hamilton. Dobson, chance for a shot, came off Keegan, and great save by Corrigan.
Trying to get a turn against Berry. Oh, what a fine ball to Archie Gamble. He's on his own, 1 against 1. Super reactions, marvellous save by Bradshaw. Gamble in first. Somehow managed to keep his feet until Holland brought him down, so it's a free kick to Derby, already taken. Here's Rioch. Oh, again, that wonderful acceleration and a tremendous save. Far post is Peters. And now Chivers. And again, Morgan got in the way of it. And the chance on the bell.
King. Again he bends the shot and a brilliant save. But Andy King, a player who really knows where the goal is. And down goes Shilton again.
Good ball by Thomas. And a good piece of running by Stan Bowles too. Turn to near post. Oh, and a great save there by Stepney.
Cunningham, good sprint, good control. Now he's heading for goal. Just stopped, and Regis lets the shot go. And what a save by Bailey. Jordan, Hughes facing him. The ball through for Clark. Deflected shot and an incredible reflex save from Clements.
Now Wilkins versus Siddle. And Siddle has saved it.